one extra serving of fruit a day. That's it. And yet, it could lower your blood pressure as much as a prescription drug. In a large study by the Oxford Fruit and Vegetable Study Group, adults who simply added 1.4 servings of fruits and vegetables each day dropped their systolic pressure by 4 points, enough to slash stroke risk by up to 20%. Even more shocking, a 2023 paper in the American Journal of Medicine found that fruit-rich diets can reduce systolic pressure by up to 10 millimeters of mercury, the kind of results doctors often hope to see from medication. So why aren't more people treating fruit like a powerful daily therapy? In today's video, you'll discover 5 specific fruits that science has shown can help lower your blood pressure gently and naturally, and more importantly, I'll show you exactly how to eat them, when, how much, and what to avoid combining them with, especially if you're already on blood pressure medication. All the information we share comes from trusted, peer-reviewed scientific research. We've included all the sources in the video description below, so you can read and verify them yourself. Before we begin, don't forget to give this video a like and hit subscribe. It helps more seniors discover life-changing, science-backed health advice just like this. Are you ready? Let's count down from 5 to 1 together. Let's begin. Fruit number 5. Watermelon. Watermelon, a fruit most of us enjoy in the summer, often without realizing that inside every red slice is a natural medicine cabinet for your heart. The secret lies in a special nutrient called L-citrulline, which is found in high amounts in watermelon. Now, that name might sound technical, but here's what it does. When you eat watermelon, your body takes that L-citrulline and turns it into L-arginine, another natural compound. L-arginine is then used by your blood vessels to create something called nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as your body's own artery relaxer. Just like how you might stretch a stiff garden hose to let water flow better, nitric oxide gently softens your blood vessels, allowing blood to move through more easily. This means your heart doesn't have to pump as hard, and your blood pressure naturally comes down. But that's not all. Watermelon also contains a bright red pigment called lycopene. You don't see it working, but inside your arteries, lycopene is like a cleanup crew. It removes harmful molecules, called free radicals, that damage your blood vessel walls over time. In other words, lycopene helps keep your arteries flexible and young, which is especially important after 60, when the blood vessels often begin to stiffen. Then there's potassium, a mineral that plays a key role in balancing sodium, the salt that causes water retention. Too much sodium in your blood is like too much water in a balloon. It builds pressure. Potassium helps your kidneys flush out that excess salt, relieving the pressure inside your blood vessels. Now that you understand how it works, let's look at what science says. In 2023, a global team of scientists, led by Shadia Hamoud Al-Sharani, reviewed 6 clinical trials on watermelon and blood pressure. The results were impressive. Daily watermelon intake lowered the top blood pressure number, called systolic pressure, by an average of 10.55 millimeters of mercury, and the lower number, diastolic pressure, by 5.22 millimeters of mercury. For many seniors, that difference can prevent a stroke. In another study, published in 2025, researcher Armando Galli and his team worked with 20 older adults, all over age 60, who had high blood pressure. These participants drank just 250 milliliters of fresh watermelon juice each morning for 7 days. Their blood pressure dropped dramatically, from 168/99 to 135/85 millimeters of mercury, in just 1 week, without any medication changes. And yet another study from 2023 tested 250 grams of fresh watermelon slices daily, which is about 1 cup. After 14 days, systolic pressure dropped from 162 to 133, and diastolic from 99 to 85.3. 3 different studies. Same conclusion. Watermelon works. So how can you safely use watermelon to help your heart? If you're over 60, the best amount is one of 2 simple options. Either 250 milliliters of fresh watermelon juice, or about 250 grams 1 full cup of watermelon slices per day. The ideal time is in the morning, about 30 to 60 minutes after breakfast, when blood pressure tends to rise. It's important to use fresh watermelon, not bottled juice, which may contain added sugars or preservatives. If you make juice at home, you can blend and drink it without straining. The pulp adds fiber that's good for digestion. If eating slices, make sure they're at room temperature if your body doesn't handle cold foods well. There are a few gentle reminders. Avoid combining watermelon with salty or fried foods. It reduces its benefits. Try not to eat it late at night, especially if you wake up often to urinate. And if you're already taking blood pressure medicine, speak to your doctor before using it daily. Not because watermelon is harmful, but because it works so well. Your medication dose may need to be adjusted. Fruit number, fear. Kiwi. The first thing kiwi does is thanks to a group of natural compounds called bioactive peptides. Now, that might sound like a mouthful, but think of them as tiny protein fragments that act like biological keys. These keys find their way to an enzyme in your body called ACE, short for angiotensin converting enzyme. ACE is like a switch that tightens your blood vessels. It produces a hormone called angiotensin II, which causes your vessels to narrow, raising blood pressure, but the peptides in kiwi gently block that switch. They stop ACE from working, which helps your blood vessels stay open and relaxed, reducing the pressure inside. At the same time, kiwi contains a remarkably high amount of vitamin C. Even more than oranges, vitamin C helps your body produce nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes your blood vessels from the inside out. Think of nitric oxide like a natural oil for your arteries. It makes them smoother, more flexible, and less stiff. Kiwi also contains lutein, a greenish-yellow pigment that acts like a shield inside your arteries. Lutein protects the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels from damage, especially from oxidation, a kind of rust that builds up with age. But kiwi's impact doesn't stop there. According to a study published in Nutrients in 2022, kiwi also reduces internal inflammation in the arteries. It lowers levels of substances like CRP, C-reactive protein, and TNF-alpha, both markers of hidden inflammation that silently raise your blood pressure over time. Eating kiwi is like throwing cool water on a fire that's been smoldering inside your body without you knowing it. And let's not forget kiwi's soluble fiber, which helps stabilize your blood sugar levels. When blood sugar spikes and crashes, it can trigger stress responses that make your heart beat faster and your vessels constrict. Kiwi helps smooth out those swings, supporting more stable pressure overall. In 2021, researchers from Chung-Shan Medical University in Taiwan conducted a study on patients with stage 1 hypertension. The group who ate 2 golden kiwis per day for 8 weeks saw their systolic blood pressure drop from 140.9 to 132.4 millimeters of mercury, and their diastolic numbers dropped as well. People reported better sleep, fewer headaches, and even more relaxed breathing. In 2022, Aline C. Lopes and colleagues published a clinical review showing kiwi among the most effective fruits for lowering blood pressure. They emphasized how kiwi's peptides, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds all work together to relax the vessels and ease internal stress. Another report in Nutrients confirmed that kiwi reduced vascular inflammation and helped prevent stiffening of the arteries, a major cause of stroke in seniors. So how should you use kiwi to support your heart? If you're over 60, the best recommendation from research is to eat 2 fresh kiwis per day. Golden kiwi is preferred. It's sweeter, softer, and contains more lutein than the green variety. The best time is mid-morning or 30 minutes after breakfast. When your body is actively absorbing nutrients, you can eat the whole fruit. The seeds are fine, and even the skin, if your stomach tolerates it, though most people peel it. Avoid canned kiwi or sweetened versions, which often contain added sugar that cancels out the benefits. If you're on blood thinners or potassium-reducing medications, talk to your doctor first, not because kiwi is unsafe, but because it's effective. It could amplify the effects of your current medication. Kiwi doesn't make noise, doesn't claim attention, but inside this gentle fruit is a whole team of helpers, relaxing your arteries, cleaning out inflammation, and balancing your internal rhythm. Fruit number 3, banana. Banana is one of the most naturally effective fruits for lowering high blood pressure, especially in older adults. The secret lies in a mineral that most of us don't get enough of: potassium. Your body uses potassium to balance out the effects of sodium, the same sodium from salt that tightens blood vessels and raises your blood pressure. Think of potassium as the gentle counterforce. It helps your kidneys flush out excess sodium through urine, like opening a release valve when pressure builds up in a pipe. As your sodium levels go down, so does your blood pressure, quietly and naturally. But bananas also carry other heart-helping compounds. One of them is flavonoids, natural plant chemicals that reduce inflammation inside your blood vessels. Chronic inflammation, especially in the arteries, is like a slow-burning fire. It stiffens the vessel walls and raises the pressure needed for blood to move through. Flavonoids act like tiny firefighters, cooling that fire down before it spreads. Bananas also contain vitamin C and vitamin B6, which support nitric oxide production, the same relaxing molecule we saw in kiwi and watermelon. That nitric oxide helps open up your arteries, easing the workload on your heart. And then there's fiber, particularly a type called soluble fiber. When you eat a banana, this fiber slows the absorption of sugar into your blood. That's important because blood sugar spikes can trigger hormonal reactions that raise your blood pressure. A steady sugar curve means steadier pressure and less stress on your cardiovascular system. Bananas are also easy on digestion, help prevent constipation, and provide natural energy without caffeine or processed sugar, which is especially valuable for seniors who often feel tired or weak during the day. Now let's look at what science says. In 2023, a study led by Iftir Kazim Rafi and colleagues in Bangladesh followed a group of rickshaw pullers, a population with heavy physical workload and high risk of heart problems. Over just 2 weeks, participants who ate 2 bananas per day saw a significant drop in both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, as well as improved cholesterol and liver function. Their average systolic pressure dropped from 138.7 to 128.8 millimeters of mercury, a meaningful change, especially over such a short time. The researchers linked this effect to potassium, antioxidants, and the anti-inflammatory properties of bananas' phytochemicals. Another important review published in 2019 by Ritesh Bawari and team in the International Journal of Clinical and Analytical Medicine confirmed that bananas, thanks to their rich potassium and magnesium content, help control blood pressure and reduce cardiovascular risk in the elderly. They emphasized how bananas are safe, accessible, and well tolerated, even for those with weaker digestion or dental issues. So, how should you use bananas to support your blood pressure? The safest and most effective way is to eat 1 to 2 ripe bananas daily, depending on your activity level and current potassium intake. For most older adults, starting with 1 banana in the morning, ideally as part of breakfast, is a great habit. You can slice it into plain oatmeal, blend it with unsweetened yogurt, or just eat it on its own. Make sure the banana is yellow with small brown spots. That means it's ripe and easier to digest. Avoid eating bananas that are too green, as they may cause bloating or constipation in sensitive stomachs. If you have kidney disease or are taking potassium-sparing medications, always consult your doctor first. In those cases, too much potassium can build up in your body, which can be dangerous. But for the vast majority of seniors, a banana a day is not just safe, it's one of the simplest, most enjoyable ways to lower blood pressure naturally. Fruit number 2, avocado. Avocados. This creamy green fruit holds a surprising combination of nutrients that work like a gentle balm for your blood vessels. The first hero inside an avocado is potassium. But unlike bananas, avocados provide even more, about 975 milligrams per serving. Remember, potassium helps counteract the effects of sodium. It does this by encouraging your kidneys to excrete extra salt, which naturally lowers the pressure in your arteries. Think of sodium as pressure pushing from the inside, and potassium as a quiet helper releasing that pressure through the back door. But what makes avocado truly special is its monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid. Unlike saturated fats found in fried food, monounsaturated fats help improve your cholesterol profile and reduce inflammation in your arteries. That matters, because stiff, inflamed vessels can't expand easily, making your heart work harder with every beat. Avocado fat keeps those vessels soft and flexible, like a well-oiled hose instead of a rigid pipe. Avocados also contain magnesium, a mineral that acts like a natural calcium blocker. When magnesium is present in healthy levels, your blood vessels are less likely to constrict. This helps reduce both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, That's the top and bottom numbers on your reading. In addition, avocados offer lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidant compounds often praised for eye health, but also quietly protecting the delicate lining of your arteries from oxidative damage. But there's more, and it comes from an unlikely source. The leaves? In 2023, a clinical study by Andi Nur Aina Suderman et al., conducted in Mongalado village, Indonesia, tested avocado leaf decoction, a tea made by boiling fresh leaves, on elderly patients with hypertension. After drinking this infusion once daily for 7 days, participants saw a clear drop in their blood pressure. Researchers explained that the leaves contain quercetin, flavonoids, and alkaloids, all of which help widen the arteries, calm the nervous system, and flush excess fluid from the body. In simple terms, avocado leaf works like a natural, mild diuretic, helping the body release tension without medication. A second 2022 preprint study from Universitas Erlangga showed similar results. Participants who drank 300 milliliter of avocado leaf tea per day experienced a significant drop in systolic pressure. The researchers emphasized the importance of both phytosterols and phenols in modulating heart rhythm and vascular tone, again, keeping everything calm, steady, and flowing. So, how can you safely use avocado for your blood pressure? You have two options: the fruit and the leaves. For the fruit, aim for half to 1 medium avocado per day, ideally at lunch or as part of a light dinner. Mash it on whole grain toast, blend it into a smoothie with plain yogurt, or simply eat it with a spoon and a dash of salt-free seasoning. For the leaves, only use fresh, unsprayed avocado leaves, ideally from organic sources. Rinse 5 to 7 young leaves, boil in 2 cups of water for 10 minutes, then let it cool and sip slowly. Do not use brown or dried leaves, as some can contain higher levels of persin, which may upset the stomach. Drink this tea once a day for no more than 7 days. Then take a break. Always consult your doctor before trying leaf tea, especially if you're on diuretics or blood pressure medication. Fruit number 8. Berries. From blueberries to strawberries, raspberries to blackberries, each one carries a mix of natural compounds that help your arteries relax and your circulation flow freely. The first magic compound is called anthocyanin. It's the pigment that gives berries their deep red, purple, and blue color, and it does more than look pretty. Once inside your body, anthocyanins act like messengers to your blood vessels. They signal the inner lining, called the endothelium, to produce more nitric oxide, a natural gas that tells your arteries to open up. Imagine your vessels like garden hoses. When they're tight, pressure builds up, but when they relax and expand, pressure drops. That's what nitric oxide does. And berries help your body make more of it. Berries are also rich in flavonoids and elagitanins, antioxidants that fight off what we call oxidative stress. This is the kind of internal rusting that makes arteries stiff and inflamed over time. For seniors, stiff arteries mean the heart has to pump harder, raising both systolic and diastolic pressure, but flavonols calm this process, keeping your arteries soft and flexible, a key to aging gracefully. Another hidden helper is fiber, especially the kind called soluble fiber, found in berries like raspberries and blackberries. This fiber slows sugar absorption, balances insulin levels, and reduces the kind of blood sugar spikes that often lead to pressure problems over time. Now let's look at the science. In 2022, a review published in Nutrients by Dohadwala et al. Gathered results from multiple clinical trials and found that daily berry intake was linked to average reductions of 3 to 7 millimeters of mercury in systolic pressure and 2 to 5 millimeters of mercury in diastolic pressure. These may seem like small numbers, but for many older adults, even a 5-point drop can cut the risk of stroke significantly. In the same year, another review in Nutrients by Colt et al. Focused on how berry polyphenols improve endothelial function, reduce inflammation markers like CRP, C-reactive protein, and regulate enzymes related to vessel contraction. The authors emphasized that blueberries in particular were consistently effective across studies, helping not just blood pressure, but also memory, cholesterol, and glucose control. So how should older adults use berries safely and effectively? Aim for 1/2 to 1 cup of fresh or frozen berries per day. Blueberries and strawberries are the most studied, but don't hesitate to mix in raspberries, blackberries, or cranberries. Each brings its own unique profile. If fresh berries aren't in season or are too costly, frozen ones are just as powerful. As long as they don't contain added sugar, you can sprinkle them on oatmeal, blend them into a low-sugar smoothie, or enjoy them as a midday snack. If you have blood sugar concerns, pair berries with protein, like a handful of almonds or a spoon of plain yogurt, to slow absorption and avoid glucose spikes. Caution: if you take blood thinners like warfarin, check with your doctor before dramatically increasing berry intake. Some polyphenols can slightly affect how these medications work. Berries are nature's gentle protectors. They soothe your vessels, clean your blood, and feed your heart with every sweet bite. They're not just delicious, they're a daily gift to your pressure, your brain, and your aging body. Thank you for staying with us until the end. A healthy blood pressure isn't about big changes overnight. It's about small, steady steps each day. If this video helped you, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. Your support means the world. We'll keep bringing you calm, clear, science-based advice, made especially for you. Until next time, take good care of your heart, your body, and your spirit. Stay safe, stay hopeful, and remember, better health starts with one gentle choice today.